Kickoff. And it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in Draft Champions. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Play fake here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Malik Collins in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Flushed out right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Bryce Butler, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Off play action. Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Jeremy Maclin, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. The inaugural carry for Darren McFadden. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
On play action, they'll throw. And he'll have his man, that's Edelman. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Now Hoyer. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Texans scoop it. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to...
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sam Shields. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Cuts it out here, left sideline. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. And the elder statesman with a big run. He's hit that dreaded 3-0. He still can churn it.
I love the way you treat him with respect.
Respect.
Elder statesman. You didn't just call him an old guy or anything like that.
You an elder statesman.
I love the way he can still play. Talk about running it with savvy now.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense. On the toss, here's Williams. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party. This strong safety, you never have to ask him twice to help in run support. He's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They run. It's Williams. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Newton on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks ways to make a great wide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice...
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown.
Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last...
Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Falcons. Tyreek Hill, 85 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and a big sack at that. This remains a one-point game. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. He hurdles him.
Should get a gold medal for that one.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And now the passing game here in the second quarter is starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does. And that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit. When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
First down marker at the 31. It's third down. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Throwing on third down, Newton. He may try and run for this. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Newton. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll try the air now with Newton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Quincy Enunwa as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Hoyer. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. And this one is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting...
It got his man complete. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 45 yards. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Hoyer. He's going to take another shot here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on to it at 2nd down. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass. Tree in pregame warm-up, but I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And Hill with it over the middle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Darren McFadden, a 10-yard touchdown run. And now the Falcons are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw. Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for two to tie the game, and it works out. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive? And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Now Newton on first down. Flush to his right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa with that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Second and 10. Newton again. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Quincy Enunwa with the intended receiver, and it's third down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Malik Collins in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They snap it to Newton. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds just a yard or two shy of the 10. Give him 18 yards on that one. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. On 1st and 10, Newton buying time to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The veteran Jeremy Maclin was the intended target. And now it's second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Newton on 3rd down. He's got under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Andre Branch with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Here we go on 4th. Newton. And he is good. For a loss of a couple. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
All right, here we go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. So for that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Hoyer escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his target, it's Cobb. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Now Hoyer. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyreek Hill his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons have...
Oh, a tough decision on their hands now. And this early on, it's one you can't afford to get wrong. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. Oh, did they get themselves a player here or what? Two words here. Difference maker. That's what that pick right there is. Some tough choices coming up right about now. Do you go after the best? Yeah, that's the kind of guy who can elevate that entire unit. He's a very talented addition. This is a pretty telling pick here. Do you go for a big bruiser up front or get yourself someone who could be a difference maker at a skill position? Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring. Maybe not a huge upgrade over what they had already, but they're certainly building up some depth there. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap, or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. It's the age-old question on draft day. What's the bigger need, offense or defense? Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. You wouldn't think too many Jaguars would be top choices, but could we even see a second one come off the board here? And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too... Yeah, no surprise here. Anytime you can get your hands on a player of his caliber, I think you pretty well have to pull the trigger. Still a long way to go in this draft, but if you can lock up a few key positions here in the dynamic player right here. Boy, the skills just leap out at you with this guy. He will be a very important part of this ball club. And there's a pick that does fill a hole, but I'm not sure that it's really going to be the one that improves the overall squad a tremendous amount. In these middle rounds, you have to start asking yourself, do you settle for what's available now, or do you try and push your luck? Yeah, I think they got the best player there, and they got a guy that fills a big need, so that's an excellent choice. Oh, this guy's a rare talent, and a huge upgrade over what they had before. Yeah, I don't think you needed a crystal ball to see that pick coming. That's all about loyalty and familiarity right there. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches, or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two. Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front, or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position? No surprise to see a few Denver Broncos in this draft. Here's a chance for the second one to come off the board. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. Whoever's making the final decision here might have a coordinator in each year. Do you go offense or defense? A bit of a dilemma with this threesome. Which side of the ball do you turn your focus? Excellent selection. Just what this team needs to maybe get him over the hump. Oh, how about this for a tough decision early on? Which direct... Boy, you talk about a talented player. This guy's one of the best around. Yeah, not too much analysis needed here. This is quite a get at this stage of the draft. No surprise to see a few Denver Broncos in this draft. Here's a chance for the second one to come off the board. These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team. And I think that pick comes to the surprise of nobody. You had to figure they leaned that way if a player from that team became available. Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into a starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into the starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. Definitely some options with this pick. Do you take a skill player here, or get yourself some help up front? Still a few holes on this roster, and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. Both offensive and defensive options here. They might have to ask themselves which side of the ball needs more attention. Well, not too tough to see into the thought process of that pick. And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap, or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. Certainly, Patriots will be a hot commodity here. We've seen one go already. Might we see a second? One thing this team's going to need is some leaders, and they've got one right here. It's so important to find players you can really commit, and this is a big piece of the puzzle right here. Maybe a no-brainer, but a great pick regardless. Oh, I tell you, you're not going to get too far in this competition without a superstar or two, and this guy right here certainly fits that billing. And that's a pick that'll solve a lot of problems out there. He'll fit in nicely. Yeah, I don't think you needed a crystal ball to see that pick coming. That's all about loyalty and familiarity right there. So, with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth, or do you just try to cover? As no surprise to see a few Denver Broncos in this draft. Here's a chance for the second one to come off the board. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for I'm not sure that this selection is going to provide a huge punch, but he's at least a guy that does have some upside. Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Always a tough decision, offense or defense. It's all about finding the right balance when you're putting a team together. What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skill? Oh, and that's a key upgrade right there. He's versatile, athletic, and a big upgrade over what they had. And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late. Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really difficult decision to make. Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before. Oh, did they get themselves a player here or what? And there's a pick that'll certainly help. Maybe not an impact signing, but you're not going to hit a home run every round. Still some big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player, and this team does have a lot of needs, but this guy is a legitimate star, and he'll make everyone around him better. Yeah, maybe not the pick that's going to change this team's fortune, but he is an improvement over what they had. This is a pretty telling pick here. Do you go for a big bruise? Yeah, no surprise here. Anytime you can get your hands on a player of his caliber, I think you pretty well have to pull the trigger. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. Options here on both sides of the football. It's pretty much of a coin flip if you ask me. Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring for a skill player. But do you listen to them or go after someone who can help you up front? These are tough decisions here. Offense or defense? Which side has the more pressing need? Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. We've already had a New York Giant be selected in this draft. Now here's a chance for a teammate to join him. Boy, we've just gotten started here and already these guys... Yeah, I think with that pick, you're just looking to build up your core. Get some guys in here that can help round out the roster. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn to the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? Some tough choices coming up right about now. Do you go after the best available player or do you go after a position of need? Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front? Instant impact right there. That's a big leap forward from what they had on the roster to begin with. Boy, the skills just leap out at you with this guy. He will be a very important part of this ball club. 2 words here. Difference maker. That's what that pick right there is. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap, or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. One Seahawk's been taken already. Could there be a second to go here? And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. It's the age-old question on draft day. What's the bigger need, offense or defense? Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late.
All right, Larry, thank you. It is indeed time for a Draft Champions matchup and what is set to be a great Draft Champions matchup. In the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and these guys should have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Let's roll. And it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in Draft Champions. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. On first down, Newton. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. A big gain there on the first play of the game. 62 yards. From the red zone now, Newton. Now they go screen. It's complete. And Peterson, what happened? He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Texans a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be.
Michael Crabtree's going to go. Touchdown, Houston. Michael Crabtree, 79 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 42 yards. A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Adrian Peterson, a 23-yard run. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you think to yourself, how do we take that away from them?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sean Lee coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. They toss to Freeman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
They'll run it. Freeman. And some room to maneuver. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Peterson alone in the backfield. They're going to give it to him running right. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
One of the things that's really difficult for an offense is often identifying how to block a 3-4 defense. Well, when they're coming on a blitz, even more difficult. They're elusive targets and hard to hit.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. One receiver left is Hilton. On 1st and 10, Newton. That is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if
this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. And now out comes Houston. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. Flushed
out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Mario Edwards able to get him for a loss of about 3. It's 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the offense. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Under pressure, they got him again. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They will go for it. Now Newton. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And a great spot to start this drive from here. So after the INT, it's Breeze. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And he's in. It's a Houston Texans touchdown.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On 2nd and 10, Newton steps away to his left. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Here's Newton, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Breeze now on 1st down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Quan Alexander able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I mean, exactly.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. And a return will stop right around the 25. And now out comes Houston. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Quincy Enunwa in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
A final shot before the break. Newton. He's going to go up top again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.